Let's bring in, look who's here. He is a candidate for the U.S. Senate in California. He's Eric Early. Eric, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us on the show. Okay, let's explain this to the viewer. You're running against Democrat Adam Schiff for the California Senate seat. You're saying Adam Schiff is turning a blind eye to surging crime in your home state of California, notably in his district, which spans West Hollywood and L.A. I mean, so why do you say that he's gone AWOL?
Been AWOL for 20 years out here. Adam Schiff does not give a shiff about his constituents. He's more concerned about prosecuting conservatives who love this country. This latest smash and grab, one of them was right here in Glendale, California, right in the middle of Schiff's district. And he hasn't said a word about it, which is not surprising because he's never said a word about this stuff. He firmly supports this criminal's paradise, which is what California has become. They have relaxed all the laws for these thugs, frankly, that are doing this smash and grab stuff. He totally supports this no cash bail movement, which allows them, even if they get caught, to be let right back out on the street. And notice that he hasn't said a word about what happened just the other day right here in his district. That's Adam Schiff. That's what he wants to bring to all of California. You know, Los Angeles is on its way to becoming what San Francisco already has become, which is a growing and gathering ghost town up there where every major chain store has left because they can't put up with the ongoing smash and grabs, the ongoing thefts, the ongoing homelessness, and which is putting everybody's lives in danger. And what does this lead to? It leads to great Americans, and this crosses political lines, racial lines, too afraid to go to these stores. Nobody wants to be caught in the middle of one of these smash and grab situations. They don't want their kids there, don't want their families there. That puts the stores out of business, puts the people who work there, they lose their jobs. The local businesses that support all those people go out of business. We have a terrible problem here, and the answer is actually much simpler than it sounds. We have to get tough again. We have to prosecute these people as felons, as the felons they are. We've got to set cash bail, and we've got to lock them up.
So you pointed to zero cash bail and these progressive policies that basically lower the threshold to make arrests as a driving factor in rising crime. Is it that has he said he supports those laws, or that he's not been vocal enough about saying no to these laws and policies?
Well, certainly hasn't been vocal enough, but Adam Schiff endorsed the district attorney of L.A. County. The district attorney of L.A. County is a guy named George Gascon. He is behind every single one of these policies, and he's also supported by the Ken Doll, who is our governor of this state, and the attorney general, who is as far left as they come, in relaxing every single law that has led to this situation. And now we're seeing they're all talking tough all of a sudden. Newsom's talking tough. Attorney General down here is talking tough. Schiff hasn't said a word. Local mayor's talking tough. 2 weeks, when this is out of the headlines for a while, we'll be back right to where we came again. We have to be tough again on these people.
And Eric, the question is, too, where has Nancy Pelosi been? GOP lawmakers are saying the last time she commented on out-of-control crime in California, certainly in her home district of San Francisco, was 2 years ago. We're going to show the shocking moment. What happened in San Francisco? A gang of burglars drove a Lexus. They threw, you've seen that, into a jewelry store. They're also breaking into parked cars in broad daylight. Criminals smashing car windows and then driving away. So more and more families, more people of all sorts, of every walk of life, all ages, all political parties, they're afraid to go out shopping in their local stores. They don't want to be caught up in the middle of this. So that's what you're saying is coming down from San Francisco into L.A. too.
This is spreading into all the major cities in this state. It all starts in the governor's office. It goes through our legislature, which is wall-to-wall Democrat. They have a supermajority up there. That means they get anything passed they want. We have some great Republican legislators in Sacramento legislature, but by virtue of the numbers up there, nothing they want passed can get passed. Schiff supports every single one of these things, as do my other opponents, Katie Porter and Barbara Lee. And they have turned California into a criminal's paradise. And the good thing is there's a way to stop this. We have to support our great cops again. We have to make the laws tougher again. And it all comes down to common sense. You know, I'm a common sense conservative. This is not rocket science. If you punish these people for these crimes, if you actually set bail again, if you prosecute them, if you lock them up, they will learn that crime does not pay. And our neighborhoods, our communities, our people will be safer again. And, you know, there's a groundswell of support around this state for me and other conservatives, not only, of course, from conservatives and Republicans, but more and more moderate Democrats, independents are saying things have gone way too far. And EricEarly.com is where to support me. I need your support.
Got it. Eric Early, thanks for joining us. We'll stay on the story.